Hi guys, if you don't know me, my name is Jake and the channel you're watching, 787 Dude, is all about planes and aviation, and in today's video I'm going to be explaining what happens in the airport when you go on your flight. So yeah, let's get into the video. Okay, I know I haven't I know I haven't done a video in a while, but yeah, I'm doing one today obviously. And like I've said, I'm just going to be explaining what happens in an airport when you catch a flight, like the whole process of what happens, and everything that you don't see when you go on your flight to wherever you're going. So, first off, let's just go, you've parked your car, you've got in the car park, you come out, you hand your keys over at Purple Parking at Heathrow, and then you've gone into the airport where you're about to check in for your flight. And by the way, for today's video, I'm going to be basing it off a short haul flight, but a long haul flight is pretty much the same, just with bigger timings. Okay, so today's going to be a short haul flight, like based off of, but if you're thinking about a long haul flight, it's pretty much the same, like steps, just bigger like timings, like maybe instead of 1 hour, maybe 2 hours, like stuff like that. Yeah. But the process is exactly the same. So you walk in to your BA check-in desk, and they ask you where you're going. We'll say Barcelona, just for this context. And they go, okay, you check in, and then the first thing that starts the whole process is them printing out your boarding pass, saying that you are in the airport and you've checked in for your flight, and that you're in the airport, you're here for your flight, so they know that you're going to be on that plane, should be on that plane anyway, yeah? So, then you send your bags off, they get tagged, and then it also goes down the system how many bags you have. So, say for a family of 4, you're going to have 4 suitcases and 4 carry-on bags. We'll just go off for family of 4 today. £200 on a family of 4, right. So after that, you're probably going to make your way through security, and then once you get past security, when you tap your boarding pass and your passport, so they know that it's you that's just gone past security, then they know that you're airside. And airside is just when you're past security, waiting to board your flight, when you're technically not in the country anymore. And if you want me to explain that sort of stuff, I might maybe do it in like a YouTube short or something like that. So yeah, that's how. Yeah, and then when you're not past security, it's called landside, where you're technically still in the country. Even though you're still in the country, airside just doesn't. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. So now you've passed security, you're airside. Now they know that you're there. You're past security, you're airside. You're in the terminal building where you can board your flight, which airside, but I don't want to use airside so many times. It just makes boring, right? But that's what's happening, what you can see, that's what you're doing. But what are your bags and everything else doing? Well, at the same time as you're going through security, there's more passengers on your flight that are going through security, checking in, all of that. But what you don't see is all your suitcases. Where are your suitcases going? Well, your suitcases are going through like a massive, sophisticated maze that it's crazy how big these are. So your bags go down on a conveyor belt, and the tag tells it sends it off in different directions. It goes on bins, it drops down on slides, everything. It's crazy how it works. It's a really big system that is designed so well just to work flawlessly every day. So that's what your bags are doing, and then at the end of this all big tunnel-y system thing, you're gonna be your bags will be dropped down on a slide normally. They'll come down, and baggage handlers will put them into crates or little, don't know what to call them, like truck beds. Something like, no, not like, kind of as such. I don't know how to describe it. It's like, think of a crate. It's just crates. It either goes in bins, which is a lot more common on longer haul planes or for longer flights. But on short haul flights, your bags might just be separate or in bins as well. But it goes on crates and then they get taken out to the plane to be put on. But I'll come back to that in a minute. So, when does your plane arrive? Well, your plane arrives about an hour and a half before your departure. It depends what airline it is, obviously, because turnaround times for Ryanair, for example, it could be 40 minutes before your flight leaves, your plane arrives. It really depends on the airline, how long their turnaround times is. For BA, they can turn around an A320 comfortably in about 50 minutes. That's what they try and aim for. So 50 minutes. So it gets there about an hour before. So about an hour before your flight actually departs, your plane's going to arrive at your gate. And that's when they normally ask you to start going towards your gate, because an hour before your plane departs, and then you've got boardings for that. So, when your plane's arriving, you get asked to go to your boarding gate. Now, what happens to your suitcases and all the other things that happen there? So, your suitcases, well, all passengers from the flight that's just arrived, and their suitcases will be taken off. The airplane will be cleaned, more fuel will be put in it, and the maps will be reset for the flight back or flight somewhere else. If you want to learn, that's called a turnaround. If you want to know more about turnaround, then you can go watch my video that I did about 3 or 4 months ago. It's just how a turnaround works. I'll link the video in the description below, so you can watch it after this one, and it explains step by step what happens in a turnaround. But, I'll give you a brief. So, your bags, after all the bags will be took off, the new bags will go on, and then the food, the fuel, and everything like that will also be on the plane. Sometimes it can be while you're boarding, especially the fuel. Other times it can be already before. So everyone's boarded, you close the door, safety, and you're off. So, that's a brief of kind of what happens in an airport. That's very like a light touched, but say that right. And now, after when you've at your gate, we'll do from at your gate now, because at the airport you go for the duty free, sit down, watch planes, whatever you want to do. I normally watch planes and do whatever, but yeah. So now, now you've at your gate, and they've gone BO 273 to Barcelona, welcoming groups 1 to 3 on to board. Say you're in group 2, okay? You're business class, you're in group 2. Well done, you. You've got priority board and everything. So, you're going to go board, you line up, and at security, I didn't really mention it earlier, but you have to take a photo, yes? I'm correct in that. And you have to look at the camera, takes your photo, and knows, okay, that's you. And because you're obviously going to be wearing the same stuff you would expect anyway. And anyway, it goes off your face and features of your face anyway. But your your picture, it gets taken over, and that gets linked with your boarding pass and your passport. And then when you go, and it takes your photo and it knows that it's you, and you scan your boarding pass, then they scan your passport, and then you're allowed to walk on the plane. So you at Heathrow, you'd go down from Terminal 5. I'm saying I've never flown out of any other terminal, unfortunately, but so you go down the escalator or the lift down to the air bridge, and then from the air bridge you would go on board your plane, right? That's just what you would do. But so that is how it knows that you've boarded. That once you've passed there, you're not going to be coming back out, are you? Unless you feel like it cancelled when you're on the plane or whatever, right? But you're normally not gonna go back. So now it knows that you're on the plane and you're there, and now you're accounted as a passenger on the flight. So and then it gets taken to the pilots and the flight attendants, which now know how many people are on the plane, and the flight attendants actually have a little thing where they know every passenger that's on the aircraft and where they're sat. Now I know this because on my recent flight from Barcelona, well, I say recent, my last time I went to Barcelona on BA, they gave us a Skyflyer flight logs, which I've shown a few times. I've shown it in my Skyflyers PAX review, and they were saying, because my sister asked, well, you don't know my name, and then he pulled out his thing and he went, I do, and he was saying her name, and really nice flight attendant actually. But anyway, aside from that, so yeah, they know everyone who's on the plane. They know where you're sat, unless you've changed seats, but they know where you sit. They know your name. They know your age. They know everything. Yeah, it's like a little database for them. So they know who's on the aircraft, and if unlikely event of an emergency was to go, they'd be able to count who's there and if they're missing anyone. So that's that. And then, they board the rest of the groups, and then the door closes, and then you push back, you taxi to the runway. Sometimes it's longer times than others. When it's flying from Terminal 5, it's always longer. But then you take off, and you're away, and then however long, your holiday destination, or work trip, or whatever you're doing. But yeah. So that's kind of what happens in an airport. I know I only briefly went through it. If you want a bit more in-depth, then I can always do a bit extra on this stuff. Yeah, but I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please like and subscribe. It really helps me out, and it just, makes my day. I'm trying to get to 150 subscribers kind of by the end of the year, like 100, 150, about that. By the end of the year, and we're on 84, so really, especially 100, really achievable. But I need you guys to help me achieve that. Again, I'm gonna say it again. If you want to see any videos or have any ideas for me, please comment down below. I really don't mind. I'm always looking for new ideas, and I'm always trying to guess what you guys would want, so I can make the best videos that suit what you guys want. So yeah, just please comment down below any videos that you want to see, and I'll try my best to make them as such, whatever you want to say. Share with all your family and friends, and make more people know about the 787 Dude channel, especially if they're interested in aviation or aircraft or how they work, or any questions about planes. Then give them the YouTube channel and teach them. If I don't have a video on it, just comment down below, ask me to do one, or even if it's just a short, you want a short explanation, quick, summarized, brief, then yeah, I can do that. YouTube short, or my TikTok. I've got a TikTok. I'll link that in the description below as well. So yeah, that's it. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please comment any questions you have, like and subscribe and share, and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.